destined you to be. Change your perspective.
That was nice.
Yes, let's hope we can change our. I wanted to leave it today because we're talking about expect good things when you have no evidence. Expect good things without evidence.
You
That's
better
what
watch
we're
it.
talking about
All I thought you was about to say, but for the times I share with you, I just because it sounds like you about to preach. Okay.
Well, that's what we're talking about. This is a preaching moment. Expect good things without evidence. Somebody asked for the link. That was Motiversity. I only played a few seconds of it because I didn't want to get hit with the copyright. Expect good things without evidence. How do we get there? We know that this year probably has not gone the way you have expected it. It is probably safe to say that the money held up for you is moving too slow to get to you. Do I have a witness? Is what they would say in the church.
Well, keep preaching.
And the goals you set for yourself are not being obtained as fast as you would appreciate them. And the relationships around you are not treating you towards your self-worth. In addition to this, it seems as if the government is going crazy. And there is no way out. Your situation without you going through more pain than you desire. Now, this isn't good or bad or good. It just seems that we've reached a point. There's a movie. I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan.
Yes.
Huge. And in the fourth installment, it's not really that popular. I love it, though. At the very beginning, he talks to his friend. I don't think it's the fourth installment. I think it's the third one. One of them, he says, well, seems as we reach the age to where life stops giving us things and starts taking them away. That's pretty realistic, isn't it? Pretty realistic that the older we get, seems like life takes loved ones from us, family from us. Notice I said loved ones and family as though they're different, because they are. It is without doubt that we find ourselves in a position to where we need faith. And I'm preaching to the choir here, because most of you, if not all of you, have come here on faith. You have been riding your faith, looking for a sign. It has not worked out the way you wanted to, but you keep hoping. And that hope has turned to a belief. That belief has become your lifestyle. And you, if you're like Grace, you're saying, God, if you don't do it, it just ain't gonna get done. Hey, Renee points to herself. She says, that is certainly me. I have no other recourse but my faith. And if you live long enough, Arshia, you'll discover sometimes all you have left is your word and your faith. There's no doubt about it that people like Sandra has walked up in here full of faith. She's been working on faith since her childhood. So this is not a lesson or a talk about your faith. I didn't come here today to tell you to use it or to use it well or better. None of you need an education in faith. I think it's best said, I came here to tell you that you need to expect good things without evidence. Most people feel good when they finally see the sign they've been faithing for. Oh, God, give me a sign. If you could just show me you out there. I know something is going to happen. I just need to see. And I love to discuss you just for a little bit. No, you don't. And your desire to see is actually keeping you in a holding pattern of not seeing what you desire. Your desire to see God in the situation, your desire to see the sign that you're on the right path, is keeping you in the holding pattern of being on the wrong path. My friends, we need to get to the point where we feel good, when we expect good things to happen without evidence. What comes first, the evidence or the feeling? And that answer will always be the feeling. It is the feeling that brings forth the evidence of good things are happening to you. Yet we live our lives looking for evidence so we can then feel like good things are happening to us. And I know if I pass the microphone around, every last one of you would give me a little fib and say, not me, I do it all the time. But it's so easy to get into the cruise control of life and let our circumstances determine our feelings. It's easy. It's normal, but you didn't come here to be normal. You came here to be ascended. I had somebody. This is not the time to be normal. I believe it was one of them Hebrew writers said, be in this world, but not of it. You know, it is perfectly normal to let something happen to us and we feel that happening to us. Perfectly normal. But we did not incarnate. We are not here to be normal. We are here to ascend. And ascension is not normal. But allowing our circumstances to affect us, that is. Almost every sacred text says, ooh, look at Susan. Ooh, look at Frida. In my image is you. It does not say, ooh, look at Susan. Ooh, look at Frida. I don't know what to do for the rest of your life. We're going to figure it out. No, that's not. No. You were born to ascend. And if I can get you to receive anything upon this day, expect good things without evidence. Today I want to, and we're going to talk. And I'm not going to have to force you to talk. You already ready to talk right now.
Sure. Wait a minute. Is it affect or effect? When you were saying allowing our circumstances to affect us is normal. I always get that mixed up.
Effect is a cause. Affect is to influence.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I don't want something to affect me, you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's affect. That's the
Gotcha.
influence.
Gotcha.
Yes. It's the way you
Thank
remember
you.
that one.
Thank you.
Yes. Cause and effect. And you know what? You really affected me when you did that. That's influence. And, you know. I want to take I want to do a case study on the disciples, as they are affectionately called today, and their maestro, their rabbi, their teacher, who is Jesus. While we discuss evidence and seeing and faith and believing, I don't really want you to pay attention to Jesus. I think that may be your problem in this case. You have looked at the protagonist, Jesus, Honorable Muhammad, and you've placed them on a pedestal that you're never going to reach. So I don't want to look at the unattainable. I want to look at the disciples, the knuckleheads. I want to focus on them folk who quite couldn't get right the whole time of the story. But it is just a bunch of Antonios.
Oh,
Just,
so you want me to focus on me. Okay, I got it.
That's what I want you to focus on. You spend too much time using God as an excuse not to be well.
Shush.
Evidence is not your goal. And I want you to expect good things without evidence. Every last one of you should have a vibration about you right now. You don't. Some of you do. Some of you do. It's always a mixed bag of skills, right? You know, I want you to find yourself consistently in the same see you at work attitude. Always on mission. We covered that. Now I want you to expect good things because you're on mission. Can you see what I'm doing? Does it seem like I have an agenda to?
Yeah, and I got a good testimony about that too. I got a wonderful testimony.
Well, we don't wait for testimonies. Go on, hawk thine self now. Come on, tell us what my testimony is.
Yeah, sometimes I needed to reflect back on some things in my life, and sometimes I'll think about like the law of attraction and how did this situation happen. I am the type of person that I love to give. I don't know if that's my way of expressing love. But I love to give. If I'm around someone and they drop something, I'm automatically picking it up because my natural response is to serve and to give. So,
well, you know what? I let me interrupt you. I dropped my house right where you in right now. If you don't mind, just giving that back to me, I'd appreciate it. I dropped it. You sitting in it. You sitting in it.
You can have it. You can have it. You can get it. Yes, sir.
No. You got bills with it. I want it. You got bills.
I was at work, and I've been out of work a long time, but this many years ago, I was at work, and I was just walking, pacing up and down my little work area, and actually, my ex-husband had came to me, and he said, I owe this much in child support, and I just don't know. The kids are grown, and I just don't want this hanging over my head. And is it any way that you could can we just drop this child support? And I'm thinking to myself, my God, I never thought that I would be in the position where was $57,000 behind in his rear. And I said, I never thought that I would be in the position to bless someone with $57,000 because I felt like if I took that burden off of him, then it would be a blessing to him that he wouldn't have to worry about that $57,000 bill. So I'm at work and I'm pacing up and down and I'm walking and I'm praising God and I'm singing, I pray for increase, enlarge my territory, and I'm crying, the tears are flowing, and I wanted so much to bless this man. I got off of work, went to the child support office, and I told the lady, I said, I would like to take my ex-husband up off of child support. And she said, you would? I said, yes, ma'am. And she says, can I ask you why? She looked up on some stuff on the computer and then she asked me, can I ask you why? And I just said, well, it's a debt he's been owing a long time. And if I can bless him and get that debt off of him, then, kids are grown. The job is done. And so she says, okay. She says, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna get it back to you. So she went on back and done some things, and then she came back and called me into her office. And she says, do you know that your ex-husband is getting ready to get a large settlement? I said, no, ma'am, didn't know that. She said, well, that's why he came to you and asked you to take him off of child support, because in that settlement, the money is going to go to his child support before it comes to him. So I would not advise you to do that, ma'am. I said, well, God, will you look at here? So I did not do it, but in my heart was so sincere and pure, and I wanted to bless him, and I wanted to give, to him. But that little sneaky little thing, he was trying to pull one over on me. And
well, bless God on the fact that bless God that somebody said something to you.
Bless God.
Thank God, Adrian.
Look, he come through like the window, baby. He come through like the wind.
He does.
And so let Adrian on the call.
So that's just my testimony, and I was, thinking about the law of attraction.
Oh, so this is recent.
No, this is many years ago.
Oh, many years ago. Okay.
Yeah, this is many years ago. But in between many years ago and to now, I was wondering, like, as I think about it, like, what the heck happened there? Like, how did that happen? And so now I'm thinking, what comes to my mind that says what you do for God, He'll do for you. And so I'm thinking, like, what I want to do for others, God will do for me. So I'm feeling really tugged and really pulled right now in a direction, in that same energy, and the same song came back up. And I find myself walking and crying and saying, enlarge my, but I didn't say, when they say enlarge my territory, the person that I want to bless, I'm saying, God, enlarge his territory. I pray for increase, not for me, but for him. You're not my ex-husband. I'm talking about my uncle now. But it's something that I want to, it's something that I want to do. And I'm like, that spirit, that vibration is on me. It's on me so hard and heavy right now. So I just wanted to give that testimony, because like that $57,000 fell in my lap, something else. I feel a shaking in the atmosphere, y'all.
No, that's right.
Come on, Miss Frida.
Without Evidence. That's good. Thank you so much. God bless. No, bless God. Adrian. Adrian's something else. But I feel you. I feel her too. I feel her too. We want
Yeah,
to get
that
to where
suitcase, that
we
briefcase. I don't know what you put on that briefcase.
it
I feel
has
a shaking in it. I feel a
Yes.
shaking, and you know what? That I know that's your heart because that's what you do every day. You come on these calls and you pour out your soul, not for yourself, but you always talking about others. Grace, Deanna, Monica, Susan, Phil. Your focus is on us. God got you. I am so honored to be in your presence. I am so honored. I don't want to get too happy, so I'm gonna be quiet.
That's all right. You'll be coming back to talk it up. Thank you so much. Let me hear from you, Phil.
Well, first of all, let's pray for that lady that made her aware of that $50,000 transaction now and just offered up there. I don't know who she is. I don't know what she looks like, but
Miss
I'm sending her
Bell,
good vibes right now.
her name is Miss Bell. I know her name very well. I do.
Let's all pray and bless Miss Bell. I wonder how many times she's done that. I mean, that will make me think about it. How many times has she done that in her career? That you talk about a good place in heaven that she's going to get. Woo, doggy.
Yes. And I call her. I'm saying, I want to do this. Legally, you can't do that, ma'am. You can't do that. Well, what can I do for you? So me and her, we had this thing back and forth for a while, but many blessings to her. Yes.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
Well, we were talking about emotion. I've showed this before. The emotional guidance scale. If you go to Esther and Jerry Hicks, and if you go to Google Esther and Jerry Hicks, the emotional guidance scale, this will pop up. And this talks about where are you in your emotions. And your feelings, that's the thermometer of your soul. So you should never say to yourself and anybody else, you shouldn't feel that way. Well, feel that way because that's where you are. Honor where you are, wherever that is, honor it. Denying it doesn't get you anywhere. So remember your feelings, that's the thermometer of your soul. So it's interesting. On the upward scale, there's 7 different levels. On the downward scale, there's 15 levels. So there's 15 ways to be down as opposed to 7 ways to be up. So that's why being up is harder. It takes effort. It takes concentration. It takes focus. It takes desire. It takes commitment. This other scale, it doesn't take much. You just go along with it and go with it. And I'll read it to you. And then what I say to my clients, I say, think of a clock. Think of 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. If you want to take a note, you might want to just write this down. 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. So that's with the clock. And make it look like a clock. And 12 at the top. Well, that's your feelings. And you always want to start with your feelings. And then at 2 o'clock is think. What do I think about my feelings? And then 4 o'clock, be. What am I being? After this is what I feel, this is what I think. What can I be based on my feelings and my thinking? Then do. 6 o'clock is do. Faith that our works is dead. 8 o'clock is have. Once you do, what do you have? And then 10 o'clock is give. What can you give? So it's feel, think, be, do, have, and give. So where are you on the emotional guidance scale? Are you number 14, which is worry? Or are you number 13, which is doubt? Or are you number 15, which is blame? You see how blame's a little bit more intense than worry. Worry's a little bit more intense than doubt. That's the downward scale. The upward scale is, where am I? Oh, 3 is enthusiasm. Go. Well, 2 is passion. 1 is joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, and appreciation. That's the top of the scale. So where are you vibrating on the scale? And admit to where you are, and then look at the scale and say, what can I do to move up the scale? And what can I do to not move down the scale? Just a little tool we use with our clients and with ourselves to help us wherever we are with our feelings, to honor where we are and then decide where we want to go. Any questions, comments?
I
That's
was going to
beautiful.
just say, in addition to that, God dispatches angels, and Mrs. Bell was her angel that day.
Oh, amen. Yeah, and angels, if it's a lower level spirit, if you're dealing with a spirit and it's a lower level spirit, if you fear it, it'll stay. If you love it, it'll leave. If you're dealing with a higher level spirit, if you fear it, it'll leave. If you love it, it'll stay.
That
Yeah.
is life.
Yeah, that's
changing.
good. Thank you. I'm loving it.
That is life.
What was the name of
changing.
that? Esther Hicks and Abraham. What was the name of that scale?
Emotional guidance scale.
Okay.
Yeah, Grace, are you calling, looking at, you finding it? Good girl.
Okay, good.
Or good
She's
woman.
fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you girl. God forbid if I call you girl. Yes.
Thanks,
I'm gonna
Phil.
cancel you. Cancel you. If you are dealing with a low level spirit, if you fear it, it will stay. If you love it, it will flee. If you're dealing with a high level spirit, if you fear it, it will flee. If you love it, it will stay. That is life changing. I do not want y'all to miss what Phil said. You don't need to know the difference between Second Chronicles and Second Corinthians. You just do good. You'll be all right. You don't need to be able to quote it or say what Phil just said. Just catch that some stuff is low and some stuff is high. And how you treat it, how you do it, it does matter. Okay, yes, sure will. Sure will, Susan. Sure will. The main thing you all need to catch is you need no evidence to feel good and expect things. Evidence is actually the problem. Evidence is 100% of the problem. There was a guy, football stadium. The team had to win to get to the playoffs. And in Texas, well, wouldn't you know it, football is religion. Now, the team is losing. Down by 1 point. 37 seconds left to go. Quarterback drops back. Wide receiver is wide open. Quarterback tries to throw the ball and immediately gets sacked, ending the team and their dreams. And the clock runs.
I think you believe he's frozen.
To kill him.
Oh, there he is.
And how much did you miss?
All of that.
Yeah.
All right, I'll start over. I have no idea what's going on there. That's all right. I'll start over. The quarterback drops back. This is an important game. Very important game. And everything is on the line. And the quarterback drops back. Wide receivers wide open. They need this to go to the playoffs. And he gets sacked. Clock runs out. And the crowd sighs and discuss collectively. Heartbroken. And the guy, right in the middle of everybody being sad, goes, yes, as loud as possible. And everyone looks to him and they're ready to kill him in the name of groupthink. How dare you be on this side and you like that we lost? But that's not what happened. The guy was there because his wife's nephew played center. But in his ears, he was listening to the World Series. and his team just won the World Series, and he was shouting for victory over the radio, not for what was happening in the present. And just like that guy, sometimes you have to have your hope in something people can't see. So when you lose all around you and there's losses all around you, just like that guy, you can shout even when other people can't see. Expect good things without evidence. Go ahead, Phil.
Well, I've been an Ohio State football fan as long as I can remember. And during this time, there's been some devastating losses, quote unquote, devastating losses. I can probably name 5 of them right now. But what it did, it taught me how to deal with loss. Just as I would take it and say, oh, it's just a, eventually you go, well, it's just a football game. But when it first started, it was a disaster. But as I went from loss to loss to loss, I realized, hey, we did the best we could with loss. So I'm much better now at dealing with a loss now than I was when I first became a fan. And I think that's one of the things you learn if you get involved in athletics.
Yes, and losses are definitely devastating. But I love this point you bring up. He could think of 5 devastating losses for sure. But now, as a whole, as a human, as a soul on this earth, he can deal better with losses. From winning? No. From losing. Okay? It is the losing that teaches us things in this life. Not the winning. Winning makes us superstitious. The losing teaches us great values. Go ahead, Phil.
Just to give you an idea, I actually traveled with the team when we went up to Michigan. We were the number 1 team rated in the country, ready to win the national championship. Went up to Michigan, lost 27-0.
Oh, wow.
I go, now I know how Peter felt at the crucifixion. Archie Griffin and I are getting on the airplane, ready to fly back, and we're both hiding in the back of the plane, thinking that Coach Cooper is going to ask us to say something. Because I don't know what you tell somebody, you just had your hat handed to you. So literally, Archie and I are like hiding. We're like hiding back in the plane, hoping that Cooper doesn't say anything to us.
Yeah, until you said the 0. What do you say? Oh, good job, guys. No.
And I got to travel with the team. You can imagine.
Yeah.
Long plane ride back. Long,
quiet plane ride back. For sure. Speaking of Peter with artless transition, those disciples are in a room losing 27-0 because the guy they follow for 3 years is dead. That's a Michigan loss if I've ever seen one. Here we are. We're on a flight, getting ready to be masters of our own destiny, kings of the land. We're going to where our leader says there's mansions for us. Oh, he's dead. Last 3 years was a waste. That's tough. That is tough. It is tough to say, you know what? I'm gonna drop everything. How much? No, all of it. No family. Drop it. Where you home? We dropping that too. Everything this man saying we're gonna do, we're gonna embody. Well, I'm gonna eat. I don't know how. I'm gonna do everything. And then, right when we're supposed to get the reward, somebody else crucifies my dreams. Ain't that how it happened? Oh, that's tough. That's a hell of a way to look at it. Come on, Phil.
Well, think about this. We're doing the Last Supper. Jesus is washing the disciples' feet. They're having this Last Supper. They're saying, okay, guys, everybody get on this side of the table for the picture. They're all doing that. They're all like that. And Jesus saying to them, I am the blood and this and that, and he knew my body. And he just kept going on and on. And he says, now, to get this done, one of you is going to betray me. And he looks at Judas. And Judas goes, oh, okay, I'm the one that gets to betray Jesus so he can win and take us over and we are the champions of the world. So Judas, who was in charge of the money, he was a money changer anyway, and the disciples. He goes to the Sanhedrin, and they say, "Well, okay, hey, Jesus just told me I get to betray him, so I'm the one that gets to tell him that let him go get him." So as he goes to the Garden of Gethsemane, he goes to Jesus, gives him a kiss. He goes, "Go get him, buddy." And then he finds out what happens. And he takes the money and he throws it back at him. "I didn't do this for the money. You can keep this money. I didn't do this for that." And then he goes and hangs himself because it didn't turn out the way he thought it should.
And I've wanted to hang myself and things didn't turn out the way I thought it should, especially when I'm so invested in the outcome. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. And how do we get this expect good things? Right? How do you get it?
Yeah,
We're gonna figure it
Antonio.
out. Come on.
This is our 6th year with you, so you better get something going.
I know, right?
We've invested 6 years with you.
The 6 years. That's 3 more than Jesus. Yeah, exactly. That is a topic of conversation every morning around here, right? For sure. Think about that. So invested, so invested, and then boom, other people crucify your dreams, which is typically how it happens. I mean, we don't typically crucify our own dreams. Typically, it's somebody else that says, "I don't like you being that happy. Here, put your dreams on a cross. Let me tell the manager," or whatever that may be. How do you expect things when you can't see them? And this is what happens. This is the situation I want us to look at. I want us to look at these disciples, not Jesus, but the disciples. They're in a room. You know, this is John chapter 20. They're in a room, and Jesus shows up, makes 10 of them real happy. The 11th one ain't there, and the 12th one hung himself due to not getting the outcome that he hoped for. It's even more frustrating when you need the whole team to work together, and one of us ain't doing our job. Uh-oh. You ever been there? Have you ever done everything you were supposed to do, and yet you're on the line? You're taking the heat. Your reputation is getting smashed because one link in the chain is allowing you to look bad. Don't focus on Jesus. Let's focus on these disciples. Let's just stick with the disciples and with fervent integrity, put ourselves in their shoes and say, Jesus shows up. Ooh, yes, you're alive. But Thomas ain't there. And we can't move forward till he get his act together. Well, think about this. Boy, that show makes me mad, don't it? I said me. I didn't say you. I said me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me, right? Show makes me mad. But in that, when you're being held back by someone else's lack of effort, you still got to expect good things without evidence. This is the tough part. You will look at somebody doing their very best to hold you back. And their intentions will be good, Susan. That ain't got nothing to do with the harvest, though. But them intentions, them intentions are great. But that harvest is draining, killing, murdering the human consultants. And with that, I'm telling you, expect good things in the face of that? How do you handle it when the evidence blocks your faith? Wow. So now that I got y'all out, y'all, ooh, I'm always good. Now that we being real now, it's tough. It's tough when you're paying for someone else's harvest, isn't it? Okay. Can we keep it?
I couldn't even get my finger to unmute fast enough. You ain't lying.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough when we're paying for someone else's harvest. It's tough. It's tough because we want things to change, and we want that these people to get it together, that person or something, or we want to release them, or we do release them, or we're still paying for it. But here's the deal. Nobody can manifest for you or on your behalf. Manifestation is a one-man job. And if you're paying for someone else's harvest, you are allowing yourself to. And the fastest way, yes, and the fastest way to reverse that is to expect good things. Expect good things without evidence. Oh, Antonio, that's easy. No, it is not. But it is part of your ascension path. It is extremely possible, very doable, and it's what you're here for. You are here to be the head of the animal kingdom. You are here not to just look for the good and the bad, but to expect everything is working for your good. And I don't need any evidence to work this out. I feel good. Yet I can look, what it feels say, I can think of 5 things, 5 devastating losses. I can look at 5 different areas. Investing wisely that I have no control over. Yet I still feel good. Do I have evidence to feel good? No. Are things working out for me in my small mind? No. Am I being sabotaged? Yes. Do I care? No. Because if we do not get to the point in which I know this is about to change now, it has already changed. As soon as I walk out the door, I might stumble over the blessing. If we're not there, it's never coming. It's never coming.
Antonio,
Yes,
for me, the reason that I'm in gratitude right now, like full gratitude, it took being struck down with COVID. Had I not got sick as a dog and had COVID, I don't believe I would be where I'm at mentally. I don't believe that. Sometimes I forget to be grateful. Sometimes my heart forgets to be grateful. But when you go through trials and tribulations, then you're reminded that, last week was a real good week and I didn't even say thank you. I didn't even, but I was reminded through hardship to be grateful, to, yeah.
Well, you being grateful in your hardship reminds me of a story of a teacher in front of a 9th grade class. Teacher pulls out a $100 bill, says, "Who wants this $100? Raise your hand, you can get it." Whole class raised their hand, all 43 students. Teacher says, "Wow, okay. Keep your hands up. Let me make sure I see you clearly." Students somehow raise their hands even higher. I'm gonna separate the shoulders. Teacher throws the $100 bill against the chalkboard. Says, "Who wants it now?" Every hand stays up, all 43. Teacher erases the chalkboard with the $100 bills. Blow it. "Who wants it now?" Every hand still up. She throws it on the ground and stumps on it. "Who wants it now?" Every hand is still up. Moral of the story: the same way that $100 bill never changed value, neither did you, Frida. Sometimes you got to be struck down to remember your value.
Watch yourself, sir.
And then the rest of
Sometimes.
that story is one student went up and grabbed the $100 bill because he or she took action.
That student last name was Sorrentino. I'm pretty sure of it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. No, without a doubt, definitely take action. Don't let the teacher do all that 43 times. Me for sure. Your value is so valuable that you should expect good things without evidence. Good things happen to valuable people. Period. Even on your worst day, your value has not changed. It hasn't gone down. That's a wonderful thing about valuable things. It consistently increases in value. That's what the word appreciation is there for. If something is valuable, it is consistently appreciating in value. So when you women say, "Ooh, I'm getting better like wine," yes, you're telling the truth. You're actually telling the truth. You are getting better, finer like wine. You are, because every day you're here, and it's about to be your day. Like Sunday is Mother's Day. It snuck up 7 days early. Every day you all are here, every day you get more valuable. And since you're that valuable, you got to expect good things when they don't make sense. So think about it. Why is that so hard? Go ahead, Phil.
Well, one of your predictions came true today.
Uh-oh.
The Dow dropped 1,000 points.
There you go. I hadn't even checked. There you go. Just good old dropped. Oh my God, I don't want to lose it. It dropped. All right. It just good old drop for sure. Why is it so hard for us to see good things? Expect good things. And I want you to notice something. I intentionally am avoiding the word believe. No, that's part of the process. But y'all believe too much. That's why I'm avoiding the word. Acts, believe, receive. Receive is expecting. I want to skip you past the believe. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, believe is part of the process. Don't take belief out the equation. Just know that I am intentionally, where the word believe fits better than the word expect, it is intentional that I am avoiding, hopping over, leapfrogging the word belief for the word expect. It is intentional and by design. Expect good things when you have no evidence. I know what it feels like to do everything right and have something or somebody or some system making sure you don't get it accomplished. I know what it feels like. Go ahead, Phil.
Number 4 on the emotional guidance scale is belief and positive expectations. It's got them right together. It's got those two things together. 5 is optimism. 4 is positive expectations or belief. 3 is enthusiasm. So you literally put them together, and they were already together on the emotional guidance scale.
See?
Good job, young man. Good job.
Yes. I didn't do it on purpose. It just came out that way. That's for sure. The let's think about this. Antonio, this isn't about me, but I'm going to say me, because if I say you, you're going to get offended. So I'm going to say me, right? Me is much easier. Antonio is little engine in that could. Choo choo, right? I'm doing all the things I can do. And in all the things that I can do, boom, there comes disaster. And the disaster is my fault. All right, fine. Get up, get back on. No problem. Something I forget about. It's not even a significant moment in my life. I get back up again. Choo choo. Disaster happens. Disaster is my fault. No problem. I don't care. I get up, forget about it. Not even a significant moment in my life. Not even something I'm going to remember. I get up and do it again. Choo choo. And this time it's your fault. Now you got me messed up. Now I'm not going to get over it. And now I think about it for the rest of my life. Someone tell me why we think we do that. I'm listening. That's for y'all. Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Is it because we just get we get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm tired of getting hit, so maybe it's not me. It's your fault. Or we've taken all those hits and we brushed them off, but we internalized it. So when someone else hits us, it triggers what we internalized, and now it's your fault. And we don't know why it's your fault. We just know you triggered something because of how we internalized everything else. And so any other time it's like, yeah, okay, my fault, brush it off. But now this time, no, it's your fault because you triggered what I internalized with everything else that was my fault.
Okay, that was a very good answer. You've been getting coaching. That's a very good answer. I did not see that one coming. Good job. That was very good. That was very good. No, that is rock solid. That's definitely one reason. We've been internalizing it, and now you are heightening and illuminating my internaling. Yeah, makes sense. Give me another answer. Let me hear from you. Why is it that I can fail me 1,000 times, but as soon as I should mess up on my stuff, it's a significant memory? See, I don't want to keep it real. Let me Christianize.
Because you excuse yourself.
Okay, you excuse yourself.
You hold other people to a higher standard than you hold yourself to. So it's okay if I trip and fall, but you better not do it because I view you better than I view myself. I don't put my high esteem on myself. I put it on other people. So I expect other people to perform better than what I allow myself to perform. So when you don't live up to that standard, I get to judge you, but I dare not judge myself.
We're going to put a pin in that, Sister Booker.
Yeah, and I was saying we always look for somebody else to blame. It's never our fault.
Well, y'all in the same energy then. Y'all in the same energy.
Does that have anything to do with the ego?
It has everything to do with the ego, that's for sure.
We need to die to the ego daily? Daily. There's no doubt about it. So let's take what both of these queens said, please. Talk about it. Come on. Let me hear from you. That is, woo. Come on.
Yeah. When Tiffus was saying, yeah, I don't hold me here. I'll probably hold me maybe here. But you, yeah, you off the screen, man. No, you off the screen. It's and because okay, so when you said it, yeah, man, I messed up. Oof, okay, we're gonna keep going. We keep going. Oh man, but you messed up. Oh no, we're not doing that. We're not, no. And I'm trying to put it into words. It's Okay,
Just keep it real.
it's because I'm an asshole. That's what it is. Because I'm an asshole.
Those are good words.
That's what it is. That's what it is. If I hold you to a higher regard that I don't hold to myself, yeah, that's classic assholism. That's what I got.
I think that should be in the dictionary. It should. Think about this. You're right. Grace Tempest writes in the book of right. I'm the same energy. I mean, I'm saying the same thing. In fact, I'm not saying it different. I'm just going to highlight what we are lifting in high expectations. Our intentions. See, our judgment of ourselves is way down here because, got to take it easy on me. But when I do fail I say, but I tried. And then I get mad at you and I have secret problems with you for not respecting the fact that I tried. Oh, yeah, I don't want to play with me now. And then, since my intentions for me are so high, my intentions for you are so low because my judgments for you are so high. So I'm sure enough gonna get mad at you, but I can't get mad at me because my intentions need to be forgiven, not my harvest. Go ahead, Phil. Ooh, this is good.
Another way to look at that is first-rate people like to be around all kind of people because they know that the same spirit that's in you is the same spirit that's in me. What I do to you, I do to me. Second-rate people like to be around third-rate people because I'm not as bad as they are, and they feel very uncomfortable being around first-rate people. And when you're out front, the only thing they can see is you're behind, and I hope that's not your best side.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that.
By the way, I love seeing all of you. But it's always nice when we see Monica here. It's just good to see her picture in her face. It just puts a smile on my face. Don't get anything wrong. I believe in the rest of you too, but just like to call out on Monica that it's good that she's here. We're happy for her.
Yeah, she is. She is so awesome. And that's just because you both were like adopted at day 2 as well. They got some unusual synergy there too as well. No, yes, we are. This is me talking about me. Talking about me because this is whenever I talk about me, Ashia, it means we're going to where the sword chops our heads off. And I'd rather you see my head chopped off than yours so you don't throw stones at me. This is the year that everything gets fulfilled. And if that doesn't happen, when it doesn't happen, you still got to say, yes, it is. Yes, it will. It's in place. Yes, it is. Yes, it will. It's in place. Yes, it is. Yes, it will. It's in place. But boy, that surely is hard to do, ain't it?
Yup. Well, actually, I adopted this mindset, so I don't let myself down. I'm not waiting on other people or depending on other people to do it for me. I'm going to learn it. If they do it for me, that's a bonus, that's a plus. But I'm going to do it for myself. Because if this person say, oh, I'm going to do this by this amount of time, I'm thinking that time frame and it don't happen. I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to find a way to do it myself. So that's why I don't have expectations for that person.
Makes good sense.
I think if you're in a place where your ego is allowing you to judge others, there's no growth there. You're not advancing, you're not learning, you're not growing, and that's not a good place to be. So if you ever find yourself in that place, or you can identify in that place, you need to run in the opposite direction.
Facts what Arshia said. Yeah, almost bringing that pen out the Tempest brought up. Arshia is absolutely correct. The problem is, so are you, Frida, and both of y'all can't be correct. So what happens here is, or she is correct with limited conditions. Free to correct. Because when you do it all yourself, you will be blessed limitedly. Because you didn't come here to do it all yourself. That takes you so far. And there's a time to do that. You know what I'm saying? There's a time to do it all yourself, do it all yourself, do it all yourself. And that's not to say you're wrong. That's not just, it's not saying anything. It's saying that's limits. But you are ascending to where you have no limits. Well, sometimes you're going to have to trust. And then in my situation, you're beyond trust. Now it's reward, compensate, overflow. You understand? And what happens when you know it is done, it's over, and it still ain't showed up? The answer is you got to expect good things with no evidence. How? Well, now we're back to what Tempest said. Let's pull that pen out. Well, we sure are easy on ourselves intentionally so we can be harder on others. There's a lot there. Kim.
But looking at it from a distorted view through distorted lenses, because if you're harder on others, we're one, you're harder on yourself as well.
I'm glad you said that because you sped me up about an hour. Statement that I'm going to say next, you're not going to like. It is going to be so gentle. It would not be offensive. There is nothing in it on paper or audio or video that will ever get me canceled. It is 100% in your Bible, your Quran. Deep down, you know it. And when I say it, it's going to sound like the truth. You're going to remember it. It's still going to have you messed up if it fits you. How you, tip this pen, that judgment you have that I don't like this circumstance. I don't like what's happening to me. I don't like this. I don't like what you did. I don't do that. I don't do that. That's how you see God. Every single thing you see in others is the God you worship. It is through free will you see God. And all of you are saying, in some way, depending on your school of thought, your sacred text, enemies your footstool, exceedingly abundantly, all that, and then you get out that thinking and you go, it's taking too long. Yeah. So you see God as taking too long. You serve a God that takes too long. You're abusive. Okay. You serve a God that lets other people abuse you. See, I told you, this is as gentle as possible. Doesn't mean you like it. Doesn't mean you like it. But if we are on one, big pen, no need to put it in there. And if free will is ours, debatable. You can debate that if you want to. It doesn't stop the fact that if you think it's taking too long, or if you think you're taking too long to fulfill your promises, okay, Antonio, well, you serve a God that takes too long to fulfill his promises. How about that? Nobody's exempt. See, that's why I said we're going to put a pin in what Timber was saying. That was a pure view of how you see God. If they mean to you, all right, you serve a God that lets people be mean to you because God is mean to you. Because the only way God would let somebody be mean to you is God has to be mean to you. That's why God has let other people be mean to you. Well, no, I just think God is teaching me a lesson. Okay, so God is mean to you to teach you lessons. It doesn't matter however you see others and judge others and make your conclusions. That's how you see God. Man, I just can't sell. Okay, so you serve a God that makes money impossible. Okay, understood. And what's sneaky about this, Kim, is our view of God changes every day. But it's so subtle that 4 years from now, we won't be able to do what we used to do because something that happened 4 years ago. Because our view of God has changed to where this is now impossible for us. Because God has it in God's will to be that way. I hear it in y'all prayers all the time. You pray, you go, ooh, God, bless this and bless that, and bless this and bless me and bless me. And if it's in your will, Lord, I hope you accept what I said. It is always in God's will that you be blessed. You do not have to put a disclaimer at the end of your prayers and disguise it as humility. The truth is, you don't think what you prayed is going to work anyway. That's why you got that disclaimer on it. How you treat others, how you judge others, how you see others, all that stuff. When you need evidence, all right, you serve a God that is only real. At the moment, God shows up in your life. Oh, Kim, I've been here, but I was up there, out your business. But I'm here now. See the evidence? All right. So as soon as you can't see the evidence anymore, I'm gone again. And keep praying. I'll decide if I'm coming back down. Tip to say you've been spicy today. Do you? We have to have expectations, strong ones, when there's no evidence. And to be honest with you, the way this illusion is set up, I mean, this whole earthly realm, you're never going to get the evidence you're looking for. That's not for this place. It's not. It is not for this place. You will suffer if you keep the thought process you need evidence. It is not for this place. You understand what I'm saying? It is not for this place. You will not receive the evidence you need on earth. Wisely, Tibbs just said in the chat, we are the evidence. You are the miracle. You are the written word of God. Conversely, you are the hell. You are the devil incarnate. Choose ye this day whom you will serve.
Antonio,
Come on, holla at me.
Can't serve two masters. I have a little discussion with my daughter-in-law, and I'll tell you exactly what I told her about me. That excuse my language. That there is this crazy bitch that lives. There's this crazy bitch that lives inside my head, and she always is the loudest voice. She speaks and she pretends to be me. And sometimes I think that she is me and I'll lose sight on who she is, but I identified her a long time ago. And I always tell her, you know, who invited you to the party? You're not welcome here. I don't know if she's my ego or what, but she's not welcome. And a lot of times those thoughts and will ease in your mind and will have you saying and thinking things that are really not true, or having you looking at things from a distorted perspective. And I think for me, I have to identify that within me, because that voice,
Yep.
I feel like is here to destroy me.
Mm.
So I must kill that voice daily. But when you don't know who is who up there, and who's in control, and like you said, you have to choose the God that you're going to serve.
So that's a good point. You have to kill that voice daily. I love that you're bringing this up. So so here's how you kill that voice daily. The story of two wolves. An old Cherokee chief sat down, teach his grandson about life. Well, there's a fight going on inside me, he tells the young boy. What kind of fight? Between two wolves. One of them wolves is evil, full of malice, anger, greed, self-pity, false pride, murderous. The other's good. It's full of peace, love, kindness, humility. This is the same fight going on inside you and everyone else on earth, grandson. Grandson was quiet, pondering, searching for the revelation. Waited a long moment before asking, well, grandfather, which wolf is going to win? And the old man replied, the one you feed. So it's not about killing. It's about feeding. And your job is to feed who you really are.
Thanks for that clarity. Oh my God. Thank you.
I don't do quotes well, but I got 1,000 stories up here. I don't do quotes well. It's about feeding. Feeding the one that you feed is who you will become. Inversely, just flipping that around. Who you are is what you have fed. In the same way I told you how you treat people, that's your God. Because free will is how you meet God. For as long as I live, I'm never going to tell you nothing else. Free will is how you meet God. That's not changing. You don't need another definition. Free will is how you encounter God. And I assure you, every day that you have walked this earth, that's your God. That's your level of belief. And if you be honest with your spirituality and your religion, you don't believe in your religion, your sacred text, the way you say you do. You believe in your religion and your sacred text, how you see things and how you're living things. All that praise means nothing, because so as a man thinketh. Come on, help me, somebody.
So is he.
So thank you so much. And I need you to get what you have. Congratulations. There is your worship of God. There is your God. I don't want to hear all that, ooh, I serve a good God. Not if you don't like your life. You serve a God that don't like your life. Your pastor may serve a good God. Your grandmother may serve a good God. But you serve a God that don't like your life. That's why you don't like your life. It's when you critically, this is why I like Jordan Peterson so much, because me and Jordan Peterson be messing up y'all thinking and y'all texts and stuff. We be messing y'all stuff up. When you critically think about the situation, Freedom, all I'm saying is that you say God is all things. Okay. And the earth is the Lord and the fullness of. Okay. So what you going through? Ooh, child, let me tell you. Oh, that's God then. It's that simple. It's just critically thinking about what you're doing. So expect good things without evidence. Why? Because God doesn't need evidence to do good things. This is me in my purest form. This is all I got. You understand what I'm saying? This is it. This all I can tell you is I don't know how. If I was doing it myself, I'd already be done. But I have to filter my goodness. I have to filter my mission. Hear me well. This is real talk. This is not generic. I have to filter my mission, my light, my care and empathy for my mission and my legacy and the people following me through my team. And once I do that, it's out of my God's hands and into their God's hands. And the goal of life is to get with people who serve the same God.
Can you repeat that, please?
I sure can. I know what I'm doing. And I know how well it works, what I've done, the work I put in. And I know the heart that I have and what I want to do. And I know I don't want to keep nothing. But once I let that go and give it to Deanna, give it to Grace, give it to Phil, give it to Susan, give it to Craig, give it to Tommy, it's in their God's hands now. And however they God look is how my mission has come out. Same for you and every person on planet Earth, which is why we should probably serve one God. Don't hijack this from religion, because I'm showing you something. I'm saying how you see God, what's going on in your life. So we should probably make others better by lowering ourselves. So you see God the same benevolent way I see God. So you see God the same prosperous way I see God, etc. And once me, the reason why Sister Booker married Mr. Lee, Brother Lee, you understand? It's because at that union, it was like, I see God the same way you see God. Well, baby, let's see God together then. Because there's other people that was applying for both of them that saw God differently. That's why they didn't pick them. That's as plain gets.
That's good. That's good.
It's as plain gets. Once I deliver ATS, we go to the board and we do something. Grace is sitting in front of one of the boards now, or background. Once we do that, once I give it to Grace, my plan is either maximized if God is maximized for her, or minimized if God is minimized for her. Same with Arshia, same with Phil, same with Susan, same blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. Some of you have a maximum God. Phil and Susan clearly do. Some of you have a minimum God. You're not going to like this. Some of you have an abusive God. That's why God continuously abuses you and has you in abusive situations, because you have yet to stop reliving the trauma of your abuse. So your whole life is filtered through that struggle. You know why people hold on to their struggle so much? because it has become their identity. And the moment I stop being an abuse victim, or the moment I stop being an abuser, or the moment I stop not knowing how to be a good friend, or whatever it is you struggle with, I have no idea. It's the moment I have a midlife crisis. Because once you lose, everybody here has lost their identity before. We can all agree thematically, universally, I ain't doing that again. You say what you want. There's nobody here saying, you know, I want to lose myself. No, that crap hurt. But the only way to win is to lose yourself. Keep your mind, but lose yourself. Those are two different things. Those are two different things. This is why this is what those Hebrews writers were trying to, they were doing the best they can with what they had. They were saying you need to die to yourself daily, lose yourself daily, but keep that mind. You need your mind. But that stuff you're identifying with, you need to evaluate that every day. Because what works for you now won't work for you later. That's the only reason Antonio is relevant, because I don't teach trendy things. I only teach what is evergreen and what is universal and what is relevant. And I knew it was going to crash because that's what it's evergreen. The stock is evergreen. And what happens is people who get on these trends and they start teaching, that works until you grow out of their teachings. And then you're looking for somebody else. We have in our circle someone that we love to death, but we can't listen to this person because this person is fantastic, famous. Y'all know who it is. I dare not say their name. Fantastic, but their message is tailored to beginners in ascension. Now, the good thing is they one of the best people to do it, and one of the best people on earth, because there's so many beginners out here. But once you are on your own individual road, you can only listen to Antonio, the beginner teacher, for so long. After that, you need to go get some Phil's, Sorrentino, Susan Sorrentino, some Neil Donald Walsh's, some, I don't know, whoever you think is throwing meat out there. You know what I'm saying? You need to go get that. This is, and I can always tell the meat calls. The calls with the meat, Vastine, the Let's Study a Book, you know what I'm saying? The keynote night. See, y'all be like, oh my God, the keynote. As soon as Phil start throwing that meat out there with them critiques, you can always tell the meat calls, because the calls with the meat, people start multitasking. I mean, you start multitasking. Well, Phil and Susan critiquing. Let me just make sure my Facebook is okay. Why? Because in order to exceed in life, you got to lose yourself, and y'all so tied with the struggle that as soon as you get, Suda says, you know what, this was pretty good, but you said, I counted this morning. I said, you get what I'm saying? 9 times this morning. I counted myself. I counted it. I did. I counted it. I did it twice on this call, but 9 times on the other, I counted it. Because I'm attempting to lose myself in that. It is not okay. It is not easy. It is painful. But that's how it works. And everybody's not, this is why shadow work is so important. Everybody's not willing to do that shadow work. Everybody's not willing to do that. You got to expect good things where there's no evidence. Right now, Kim's son, we know now. Oh, yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't feel it that way. I think that everyone's wanting to get their critiques so that they can improve. That's my feelings.
I'm saying that too. I'm just saying they multitask on you when it's time. The ones who don't want to meet, they multitask on you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I said they get that double mind.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. I guess you can take it both ways. No, that's one of the most popular classes, period. The critiquing and the Tuesdays. My favorite one is let's study a book. Well, my favorite one is to study a book. I like the way y'all do the study a book. Let's study a book. I like that. In fact, I told Tibbetts yesterday, hey, before they laws of power start, next week you need to be on that. Like, I'm not even teaching it. I recommended it. That's my favorite class. That's my favorite class for sure.
But we just, on the Tuesday, we just love supporting and helping people get to the next level so that they can have the dreams that they want, realize whatever it is they're wanting to get out of it. What's the next step they want to get to? Just like
your Tuesday.
She started out and she listened to the structure and all that, and she couldn't. I mean, even Sandra, she's on there and paying attention and listening every week. And then when she gives hers, she really has it together. She's got 2 programs. The first one with her story that she did, and the one she did the other night. She's got something that she'll be able to go out and help people from what she's been through. Not focusing on that, focusing on the next step that she wants to do with it. Not focusing on what happened to her, but what she can do to help others.
That's absolutely 100%. That's way more than 100% correct, because who's been helped more than Tuesday nights? Y'all done made money off of that. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday night, 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock Eastern, is Thursday morning. When you see Phil and Susan on Tuesday night, that's their raw essence. That's their light. You know what I'm saying? That's equivalent to Antonio on Thursday. Like that's Antonio's light. But look at the call. 39 to 13. You know what I'm saying? Because it's meat. And when it's a meat call, the numbers drop. You understand what I'm saying? The numbers drop when it's a meat call. That's what I'm saying there. Yes, ma'am.
Getting in this space right here. I know I'm at work, but I'm still at work regardless of where I am, because that's what he told me to do. I'm a fisher of men. One of the things I like to say, Bill and Susan, is thank you so very much for the opportunity to be able to be in your class. It's amazing. And when I first started coming, I was overwhelmed just by watching and listening. But I was prompted to jump in with both feet. And that was all Gracie. I'm never going to forget that. But it's like being pushed in the swimming pool because you keep saying you want to swim, but you don't want to do anything to learn how to swim. So she did, and I'm eternally grateful. My goal is to have people that hear me, because God knows what they need. But I know that the speaking helps me to be able to speak. I speak very slow sometimes. I'm concerned about my face freezing up, all that kind of stuff. But I know that there are people out there that have close goals as I do, and that is to be able to speak to the people that need help, speak to the people that thought nobody was listening, thought that nobody cared about them getting out of an abusive relationship. And it's very, very real. And the people that have been in it and who are in it know how real it is and how hard it is to speak up and say, I need help, to speak out and say, I've had enough, to be able to know that there's somebody on the outside coaching them and cheering them on to get to the next level. And that's what I have found being there every Tuesday night. And even when I can't talk, I am definitely listening. And it's just amazing, and I'm grateful. So
Yeah, we
y'all
we need a
continue
better
to
word
pray
than
for
amazing.
me to bring those people in, because I believe that they definitely will need that type of connotation to get to the next level of saying enough is enough, and I have a voice, I can be heard too, so that they could plant better and dominate instead of being ran over and ignored.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, thank you. Actually, y'all do me a favor. I'll mute your mics and clap for her. She did a wonderful job Tuesday. Yes, absolutely. And then I want to make a point about Phil and Susie and Tuesday nights. And then I want to tell a story that reinforces the point I'm about to make. Now, again, my favorite is Tuesday 5:30. That doesn't mean the keynotes is not the best. Best and favorite are two different things. You understand what I'm saying? Those are two. See, that's the third time I did it. There's two different things. those are two different things. Here's my point, very outwardly. I watched Tuesday when Sandra speak. Well, before I give you the point, let me tell you about the light. I need to, because I want you to follow me. I want some amen. So let me educate you on the light so you can give me an amen. The light has healing power. And if nobody agrees with that, I know Sister Booker does. If nobody else agrees with that, you understand? The light has healing power.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. That's right. And wherever there is the light, there is God. And wherever there is God, there is blessings, healing, and growth. We can agree on that, or we can at least agree that I'm saying it. So that's your education real quick in the light. I'm telling you, on Tuesday night, 7-ish p, whatever time it is, 8 p.m. Eastern, is Phil and Susan at their highest form of light. So what did I say light was, Grace? God. And what did I say God do? Heal and grows. So when you're meeting Phil and Susan at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, they are Paul walking by people, healing them with their shadows. Here's my point. I watched Sandra, who was afraid to cut on the camera last year, and I watched her face muscles not even do anything Tuesday night. You missed it. Their keynotes in critiquing of, the critique is a method. It is the light that created that atmosphere that healed her face muscles. You don't want to hear me. That's okay, though. I just believe crazy like. I watched Law be healed from Tuesdays. Now he moving to Texas. And I can think of 8 more different people whose lives have fundamentally changed. Not because of Antonio, because of Tuesday night light with Phil and Susan. Now I'll tell you a story to reinforce that point. I know a young man that was on the beach. Oh, good old elderly man was walking up on this young man on the beach. Noticed that the young man was picking something off the sand and just throwing it into the sea. It was weird. We got closer. And man realized the kid, 9 years old, was throwing stranded starfish that had washed up from the shore, the breaking waves, and he was throwing it back in the sea. So the old man said, "Well, kid, what you doing?" And the boy said, "Well, listen, the starfish, is going to die. If by the morning, when the sun rises, they're still on the shore. Perplexed, the old man says, but that's pointless. It is thousands of starfish on this shore. You cannot make a difference. Unfazed, boy, threw another starfish. Didn't care what the old man was talking about. Looked up to the old man and said, it matters to this one. And that's Phil and Susan every Tuesday night. Y'all a bunch of starfish stranded. You need to speak anyway. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And can't make a difference. Don't matter to Sandra. Don't matter to Law. Deanna cried her whole first keynote on Tuesday nights. It don't matter because you one starfish is saving the whole world.
The entire keynote.
That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. No. Do we do better? Can we do better? I don't know. I can tell you this. I expect good things this year. And I don't need evidence for it. And so I say, well, what if you're wrong? I have no concept of that, Kim. You can't expect and have a concept of not expecting. It's like, what part of expecting did you not understand? I said I expect good things to happen. But what if they don't? I'm sorry, the question does not compute. Because when you are walking in expectancy, there is no don't. The Hebrew boys said, oh, King, we ain't doing that. Over my dead body will I bow. The God I serve will make sure I don't have to bow. And if not, we still ain't bowing. God I serve gonna take care of me as I'm burning. That's expectancy.
Antonio.
Yes, ma'am.
And God placed Phil and Susan at this place at this time for such a time as this.
Y'all hear that? Sister Booger became a whole national touring keynote speaker after coming on Tuesday nights. The light
makes a world of difference.
It does make the world a difference. Y'all hear? It does make the world a difference. I can assure you that. No, it's the same thing though. But when you got that much light, when you're giving that much meat, the numbers dwindle down. It's just before I get our shit. Let me tell you what I was trying to explain. When you're serving fish and bread, them some large numbers. When you're breaking down why you serve the fish and bread, them numbers get smaller. Because the people go, well, I didn't ate now, so I'm good. I'm attempting to reinforce, if you don't see God as light, whatever that, however you work that out, whenever it's meat time, you dwindle away. That's in your text. Compel you, draw you. It just is what it is. You got to expect good things without evidence. Go ahead, Arshia.
I want to make a correction because when you said something, it clicked to me just now.
Okay.
I want to make a correction right now and correct myself because I said how I view. I can't confuse the way I felt and how I view God because the God that I serve always wins without me in the season or out season. But you said don't think about season, don't think about it like that because time is an illusion. But I want to correct myself and say, oh, if this person do this. No, I'm correcting myself because moving forward, I expect things and I already have the things right now. So I'm correcting myself because I'm not going to be living off that frequency and viewing God that way when I know damn well He does it for me. So that's the correction I want to make. I don't want to say, okay, this is how I feel and this is how I view God. No, I'm correcting myself.
No, that's amazing. I mean, you didn't have to correct yourself. So good job. Good job. We clap for you. No, it's a good job. Good job. It's tough. Yes, no, please give her her light. It's tough to it's tough to see good things without evidence. I'm not telling you it's easy. I mean, you understand that Martin Luther King had to see a dream with no evidence. Like, I need y'all to just get that for a moment. The unmitigated gall of him to be in 1960s America.
Abraham, 25 years, dude.
Abraham, 25 years, silence. I can tell you that story would not read that way if it was me. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. So this book when you had no Bible. It stopped at Genesis 12. Genesis 12 verses 1 through 12. That's it. It wouldn't even be no verse 13 in there. Wouldn't be no 13. It wouldn't. Yeah, you're not gonna talk to me for 25 years? Oh, shoot. What am I supposed to do in 25 years? I don't know what to do. You ask me to change the world, ain't gonna talk to me. I understand. It's tough. I get a lot of heat, a lot of praise. All I can tell you is back to Kim's son. Got 2 more years of eligibility. I need you to get that if anybody is acting, because I heard it, I ain't say nothing. I just threw my little joke out there. I've been his best friend since he's been growing up. Remember me? I just threw my little joke out there. I was trying to, I want to get on the tour bus. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. If anybody, this is what I really heard that day though. I didn't say nothing though because it wasn't my time. If anybody is acting like God on earth, it is your son. It makes the dumbest thing that your son can do is be normal and graduate because he can. No. I heard everything she said. You didn't have to say much. I'm an active listener. You understand what I'm saying? He can graduate right now, next semester. I heard it. I'm listening. And from Baylor, which is Harvard of Texas, he's more than welcome to graduate. And he said, Mom, let's throw all this away. Start from zero and go out on faith. I got 2 more years to die empty. That's all I heard. I ain't hear nothing else. Mom, I got 2 more years. I don't know how long I'm going to live. I just know for these next 2 years, I'm giving everything I got. Did you hear what I said? How is that not faith? Please tell me how this boy can get up right now and preach in the pulpit about faith, because that is exactly what faith is. It is. This man has built a legacy at Baylor and don't owe nobody nothing. And I'm sure he's doing it to take his mama out the hood. I'm not saying you the hood. That's just how we talk. That's just how we talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's doing that. I'm sure he's doing everything he can. I know he is. But what's 100% for sure that I know, he got a fire in him. He ain't reached his goal. He is trying to achieve the highest goal in his craft. The odds of him doing it are astronomically against him. And he don't care. How is that not the title? Expecting good things with no evidence. So when you see your son today, you give him one of them big old God hugs only a mama can give. You know what I'm saying? Make him go, what's wrong, mama? I just wanted to say I love you. One of them kind of hugs. Yeah, like you okay? You got cancer? I'm good, baby. I'm good. I just wanted to hug you. You know, one of them, like you finna die the next 10 minutes hugs. You know what I'm saying? Because that's faith. That's it. It don't make no sense for him to say, I could just stay right here. I'll be done in a semester or two. I got a guarantee full ride is what she said. So you know his grades is on point. And I don't know about y'all. I've been to college. And them student athletes don't get to be in class long. They always missing class. I don't even know how they don't even know how they do it. That was cute in high school. That is not cute in college. It is not cute when your future is on the line. This young man right now can demand a $63,000 a year salary with his degree. He is passing up security for 2 more years of uncertainty.
Watch it, sir.
He is the definition of expect good things without evidence. There's no evidence he gets in the NFL. I'm not saying he got shot. We're talking about evidence. Forget practicality and assumption. I'm talking about this man still has to get drafted. Can't tell him that. All he sees is, I got 2 more years of eligibility, fam. I'm gonna sacrifice my body, my lungs, my negative eating habits. I ain't gonna eat no candy. I'm like he's being an Olympic star. He is genuinely sacrificing his 20s. He already sacrificed his teens. In order for him to be at Baylor, that means he had to play football all them teens. He already sacrificed a whole decade. Now he sacrificed the beginning of this one. Yeah, that's how you expect good things without evidence. Let me tell you something. Since the book said Phyllis Susan would be categorized as a power couple, she is correct. Let me tell you something. I don't know what Kim's son believe in. I just know he reeled up right. Because you can tell. It ain't that hard. Look at all that damn discipline I just displayed. You got that through genetics? No. He didn't see his mama work and skip meals so he can eat. You understand what I'm saying? He did all that stuff. That's the 4th time I did it. He did all that stuff. And this young man is ready to forego a golden path. That who? Baylor, a degree from Baylor. Look, it could be a degree in what do they call it? Kinesthesiology or something. Like they got Plato's and it could be a degree.
Yeah. Kinesiology.
Yeah. Kinesiology. There it is. A degree. It's from Baylor.
That's actually what his degree is in, kinesiology.
That's what they do.
It's next Saturday, the 14th.
This man graduating and he's saying, Mama, I know I can do 63,000, but hold on. I know I'll be one of the most educated people on the planet. But I gotta die empty. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. I hope he got somebody like me in his ear. I know he got you. I'm talking about outside of you. You know what I'm saying? I know you like me in his ear. But when you ain't there, you need somebody like me saying, hey, bro, let me tell you how good you are. Like without wanting something from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how good you are. This is how fantastic it is. So I'll say this to you because it ties into the last thing we're getting ready to say. It's a great transition. I ain't never met God let somebody down that believed like that. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I've just, the camera's coming on. See, I've never seen it. Never have I seen the righteous forsaken. You see, begging for bread. I've never seen somebody dedicate that much time in one thing and don't win. That's just me, though. What do I know? What do I know? That's just me. These disciples,
Amen.
Yep. These disciples are they're just a lot of disgusted, disturbed, disenfranchised. If you put this in front of it, they all that. You understand? They all that. They're all them disses. And here's Jesus. That other people, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be anti-Semitic. But let's take it out of Jesus. Here is their dreams. There you go. Now I can say what I want to say. That other people crucified. And now these dreams come back and say, keep following me. And that's hard. I know every time y'all read the Bible or the Quran, it's always easy because you're on this side of it. But in that story, first off, you're not going to get me to believe somebody that came back from the dead. And first off, we can say that's another story, Sister Book. I would have rewrote differently. If it was written about me, I'd have been like, ain't nobody come back from the dead. Y'all get out of here with that. Go on with that. I don't know what y'all smoking. Go on. I don't want to hear nothing about it. No, let us show you, man. Go on. Get that negativity away from me. They wouldn't even be able to get in the room with me. Go. Move that. I get it. I know every time you read these stories, you're the hero. But these disciples had to see and expect good things before the Pentecost. It's 50 days. They are 50 days away from changing the world. Chronologically, Peter won't even preach his sermon that asked 3,000 until he receives the Holy Spirit 50 days from this moment. And they got to expect good when they break through 50 days away that they don't know about. We know it's 50 days away. They don't know that. They don't know about no upper room. Nobody cast no lots. They don't know about this. Can you do that? Because that's your charge today. Last week was see at work. This week is can you endure? Oh, see, there I go again, meddling again, Phil. Can you endure? And I'm going to tell you, it ain't been easy for me this year. And everything that I have done good has had some sort of sabotage in front of it. I ain't seen it. I still expect good things. And don't ask me when, because that's an irrelevant question. It's as irrelevant as what if it don't happen. When you expect, ain't no when. It can happen right now. There's no when in expecting. I'm not waiting for some future blessing. I expect it right now. Any moment now, God gonna open up these windows, pour out one blessing, and it won't be room enough to receive. It might happen as a result of this call. I don't know. It ain't my job to know. My job is to expect. Because I've done my part, laid my foundation, I've given away, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I've done it. And for some crazy reason I cannot understand, Phil and Susan and Grace and Monica and Gianna, they still believe it. They crazy as hell. And I know. I can't see a damn thing in front of me, but I don't need to. I don't. I just need to expect because I know now. Fool around and execute, watch what happens. But I ain't it's gonna do me. I'm working on a left plan, just in case the right plan. I'm doing something else, just in case. Can you endure? That's your. Can you endure? Yes, last week I said you on mission. See you at work. All right. Now that you're on mission, can you handle not seeing the evidence of your mission?
I can and I will.
There it is. You said that last week, and you clearly proved it. You clearly proved it. You clearly proved it. I don't know much about the emotional guidance scale. Internally around here, I admire all these ascended masters. I don't really listen to too much. I just put stuff on and just let it, that vibration. I got my own stuff in my own head. I can just tell you all of them right. And not like finances. When I say that, I'm saying that in a facetious way. I'm saying all these ascended masters on this esoteric side is right. And whatever they said, listen to them. On the finances, I don't know. I don't know if Dave Ramsey right. I can't tell you nothing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's because finances don't have one voice. Prosperity does. Don't confuse prosperity with finances. That's a part of it. That's not the all of it. Every truth teller has told you the one truth. Pick one. They right. Check their harvest. They right. Every truth teller. Neil Donald Walsh, Abraham Hicks, Antonio Smith to tell you the same thing. We ain't saying nothing different. We got different deliveries. Man. Neil Donald Walsh is Frazier. Abraham is, what's the lady? The preacher lady, Joan. What's the lady? What's the lady name? She's a preacher. She's a pastor. No, she's a pastor. She go to Lakewood all the time. Her husband's Stephen.
She wrote books, right? Battlefield of the Mind. Is that who you talking about?
Yeah, that lady.
Oh,
it ain't Joan. It's something.
No, it's not Joan.
Anyway, whatever her
Is
name
it Paula's wife? Is it
No,
Paula's wife?
no.
Joyce Myers.
No. Joyce Myers. There you go. There you go. Whew. Wow, so many names in my head. Y'all all have the same name. No, I'm just joking. Joyce Myers. Abraham's like Joyce Myers. Powerful. Joyce Myers is powerful. Flat-footed. Don't even move and just be powerful. She is powerful. I'm Cat Williams. Delivery's just different. You know what I'm saying? Delivery's just different. But it's the same voice. Can you endure? Let's think about that. Can you endure? 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 Let us sit there. Grace, count to 3. Out loud.
Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Ask them, can they endure?
Can you endure?
Yeah.
One day a man walked by a whole bunch of elephants. He was looking closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And he was surprised that these mighty elephants weren't held in cages, kept in chains. The only thing stopping them from escaping, a little thin little rope. You heard this before, tied to the little legs on the ground. Confused why they wouldn't use a strip to break the rope. He asked the trainer, so why are they not running away? Their reply, well, as baby elephants, we use the same system. But at this age, they're still broken in their mind from what we did to them as babies. And so I bring that to you now. The only reason that you can't expect without evidence Because as a baby, as your youth, your babiness and spirituality, your losses tied a rope around your leg and you couldn't get out of it. And now here you are, ascended and so powerful as God. You stuck because you need to see stuff. Manifestations have nothing to do with seeing. You see in your head first, and you will automatically hold it in your hand. And if it's not here yet, don't complain. It is here. Stop needing things to be here for you to be present in prosperity. It is here. It is absolutely 100% here. And if you can't keep your mouth shut and stop complaining, Joel Osteen says it best. Be quiet or be positive. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plant better. You can dominate. Thank you all very much. Y'all know the culture. Love you.
Love you more.
Love you more. I'm shaking myself loose.
That's it. That's it. Y'all have a good one.